Hey everyone, I'm going to show you now how to create your citation for CQ Researcher database. Prior to question 6, you will have had to answer several different questions about the database, and it should be really familiar to you now because you did that research with Mr. Peterson for his class. So hopefully this will be really familiar to you. So here we are on question 6 for the week 8 assignment, part 1. You're going to find an article in CQ Researcher or a report on your selected topic, and you want to make sure that your report was published in the last 10 years. We're going to gather information again to be able to create your citation. So here we are with our research resources. We will go to CQ Researcher, and I'm going to stick with that idea of recycling. I could come here to Browse Reports and go to the Issue Tracker. Let's see if recycling is one of the topics that we see listed here. This is a lot like opposing viewpoints where there's a long list given, but if I get to recycling, I don't see anything on that particular topic. So what I will do is come up to the top into the search box, and I will search for recycling, and let's see what reports come up that talk about this topic. And we see here aging infrastructure. I'm not quite sure how that would deal with recycling, but I see one here. This looks great. Plastic pollution from 2018. So I'm sure it's going to talk a lot about recycling plastic. And here is the report. Plastic pollution, can the global mess be cleaned up? So if recycling was my topic, I could see that this would be a really useful report. So let's go ahead and create now our citation. In the assignment, it's going to ask for the different elements that you will need to be able to create your citation. Here is a little snip from the handout that shows you how to organize or format your MLA citation. So we want to start with the author. So let's go to our article, and the author is Jane Fullerton Lemons. So I'll go ahead and, whoops, what I forgot to do here, I'm going to copy it and paste it into my text box here, and now I can add it in. So it was Jane, Lemons is her last name. What was her middle name? Fullerton. James Fullerton Lemons. And notice here I've given you the format of the different punctuation. So after the author comes a period. And of course you're thinking to yourself, but wait a minute, I know I'm going to do last name first. You're right, but I'll go ahead and put the period in right now. Report title, that's going to go in quotation marks. And the report title is Plastic Pollution, but it has a subtitle, Can the Global Mess Be Cleaned Up? So you want to make sure you have both parts. Plastic pollution, colon, can the global mess be cleaned up? Question mark, end of quotation marks. Publication title, well, let's see. I really can't see any particular publication title, so I know I'm in CQ Researcher. Let's look at the example. CQ Researcher is the publication title. All right, that's easy enough. I want that to be italicized, CQ Researcher, comma. A date, let's see what the date is, December 7th, 2018. So I could just go ahead and put that down, or I could go ahead and format it. December 2018, and then a comma. And you know what, since I'm thinking about it, let's do it the right way. It was Lemons, comma, Jane Fullerton, period. Let's do it the right way. All right, we have the date, page numbers. Oops, here we go, page numbers. I don't see any page numbers listed, so what I'm going to do is look at the Cite Now tool. That's APA, we want to be an MLA, and look, it gives me some page numbers, 1017 to 1040. So let's go ahead and put that page numbers 1017 to 1040, and that ends in a period. Database name, well, we know what that is, CQ Researcher. Is it online? Let's look at our example. Yes, CQ Researcher Online, comma, and now I want the URL. Whoops, I keep going to the wrong one. And here I can just grab this URL, copy it. I'm going to paste it, but instead of pasting, I want to paste it as a plain text. That way you don't get all the formatting that comes with it, and that's the period. There you go. So I have all of the elements that I need to create my citation. Let's get our document. This is where we had the citation for opposing viewpoints. And let's see, lemons, L comes after A for Arkin, so I know it's going to be the next citation I will include. When I hit enter, because it's already double spaced, it immediately goes to a double spaced in my document here, which is perfect. So I want to put in the author's name, Lemons, Jane Fullerton, last name first, period. Then we have our title and subtitle in quotation marks, plastic pollution, colon, can the global mess be cleaned up, question mark, end of quotation marks. Publication title is CQ Researcher. I'm going to want it italicized, CQ Researcher, comma. And look at, already the hanging indent follows, so I don't have to worry about that. Next comes our date. Take off the italics, and we want December 7th, 2018, comma. What's it doing here? There we go, I had an extra space. Page numbers, and we know that it was page 1017 to 1040, and I want a period. Database name is the CQ Researcher, did I spell that wrong? Online, comma, and now I want to take off the italics. Let's go ahead and grab this, because clearly I don't want to put that whole thing in. Copy it, and we're going to paste it. I want to make sure I paste it, keep text only. It grabbed that italics, so I'm going to select it, and there we go. 2 citations, perfectly formatted, double spaced evenly, hanging indents. I have all the elements that I need, and I'm going to save that, and I will go now to, let's go back to our modules, and I will come to part 2, and this is where I will upload those 2 citations. So opposing viewpoints and context, CQ Researcher, both are due week 8 in part 2. If you have any questions, you know what to do, email me and I can help you answer those questions. Take care.